right, welcome back to the Morning Show right on the Rise News channel. The troops of the Defense Headquarters, Operation Safe Haven, stationed in southern Kaduna general area, foiled an attack by armed bandits in Gidanzaki, Zagan Katap local government area. The State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arua, says the bandits invaded farmlands in the village and destroyed maize crops with cutlasses. Residents sustained a gun injury, but also has been evacuated to a nearby medical facility for treatment. Arwa says an investigation into the incident is in progress. So we now join Arise correspondent Nisi Gabriel in Kaduna State for an update on happenings in the state. Nisi, it's a pleasure talking to you this morning. I mean, make sense of what happened. Banditry again in southern Kaduna. Is this pure banditry or, you know, the case of pre-existing violence in southern Kaduna area?
Yeah, good to speak with you, Rafai. It's bandits. Bandits are attacking. They're on the rampage here in Kaduna State. And just like you rightly said, troops of the Defense Headquarters, Operation Safe Haven, were able to avert what would have led to loss of lives because the bandits invaded the Gidanzaki village, where they invaded farmlands, they destroyed crops, they also destroyed vehicles, they invaded the residence of one Mr. Joseph Oboy, and they also went to various, they went to a phone charging shop. They carted away with several phones and chargers. And the troops of the Operation Safe Haven were able to avert that attack because it would have led to loss of life in that particular village.
Well, Nisi Gabriel, good to have you on the program. Well, I mean, what do you think is responsible? I know your job is to report the news as it is. But as the man on the ground in that place, what do you think is responsible for this seeming emergence of Kaduna State as the epicenter of banditry in the northern part of the country? People are given all kinds of reasons, but I don't want to repeat those reasons in order not to sound prejudicial. But you are on the ground. What are you hearing from the people? What do you think is responsible?
Good to speak to you, Dr. Ruben. Well, I'm on ground, and I've been opportune to go to Kasha local government areas. I've interacted with the locals in that community. From my observation and from my own point of view, there are many reasons responsible for this incessant banditry attack here in Kaduna State. One of them is these bandits are out for money. They want money. The other is poverty. Another reason why this problem is ongoing is it has been ascribed to drugs as well, because it's also been said that these bandits, they're always on drugs, they take drugs, so it's also fuel their appetite to look for money one way or the other to continue engaging in this crime. And that is why the Kaduna State government has always maintained that they will not negotiate with bandits, come what may, no matter what, because they feel if they negotiate with these bandits, giving them money will also aid and abate more of these crimes ongoing in the states. So that's some of the reasons that have been attributed to this incessant banditry in Kaduna State. And one thing that also comes to mind, and one thing the Kaduna State government has also been telling the locals in in southern Kaduna area and other parts of the state, is that information sharing is very important for the government to be able to curb this in the board, information sharing. Because if you remember, we reported on our Rise News the incident that happened in Kasha local government area where 33 persons were abducted. And one of the key points that made that operation successful was that informants mixed up with the locals in that area and were able to successfully carry out their operation. So it has always been the state governments, traditional rulers, the military security agencies have always been appealing to locals. Whatsoever you see, report to the security operator, because it will help reduce this menace to a very drastic level.
Well, that's the power of intelligence. But let's also talk about the importance of proximity, Nisi, because it's been reported that it's because of the proximity of the troops who were able to quickly swoop in and save the day. And also, is there an update on the one person who was injured by a bullet?
Yeah, the one person that was injured by the bullet was evacuated to a nearby medical facility. As I speak to you, she is receiving treatment. Hopefully, there's hopes that she will recover soon. Well, in terms of proximity, One thing I've noticed here in Kaduna State is that the state governments are trying as much as possible to be able to nip this issue in the bud. But the issue of banditry is multidimensional here in Kaduna State, because once you try to tackle this issue in one local government area, it will go to another local government area. It's multidimensional. So if you remember, it started from Zaria. From Zaria, this kept on spreading to other Chikun local government area, Kasha local government area, now Gidanzaki local government area. So security agencies are trying as much as possible to mount roadblocks. So because when we were traveling to Kasha local government area, I saw nothing less than 7 roadblocks on that particular road. So in terms of proximity, security agencies are trying their best, but as I said, they can't be everywhere at the same time. And that's why they are appealing to locals to always share information so that these can be brought down to the barest minimum.
I mean, is there any activation of the use of vigilante? Because, I mean, a lot of people have argued that this has been a very effective method in fighting bandits. In fact, somebody was saying the other day that the bandits were saying, oh, no vigilante. If they want peace, no vigilante. So are there possibilities of using that? Because obviously we can't have the army in everywhere at every point in time.
That's a very good point, Rufai. That's a very good point you just brought up. Vigilante have been very, very helpful in Kaduna State, because I've seen it with my eyes. I've witnessed some of them. And they also assist security agencies to trail these bandits to wherever they think or wherever they perceive they might be hiding. So yes, the Kaduna State governments are exploring the use of vigilante groups. In fact, they are actively exploring that option. And so far so good. It's been helpful, I must say. It's been helpful because, as you know, the state governor himself is a huge supporter of advocate of state policing and bringing down security down to local government areas. So it's been helpful. Vigilantes have been playing a huge role here in Kaduna State.
Well, very quickly, Nisi, some papers have been reporting that Gidanzaki is in Zango Kataf. Some say Kachia local government, and you have been quoting Kachia local government. I know Kachia local government and Zango Kataf are, neighboring local governments. Where exactly is the true situation, the true incident? That's one. And two, the attacks. Is there an ethnic and religious coloration to this? Considering the fact that the hot button, the big elephant in the room in southern Qatar, is about religion and ethnicity. What are the people saying? Is it that the people who have been attacked belong to a particular ethnic group or religious group? Is this a case of a reprisal attack? We would like to know that.
Well, Dr. Ruben, for clarity, the recent attack happened in Gidanzaki, in Zago Kataf local government area. And before this one that happened yesterday, there have been other incidents in Kasha local government area. That's why I kept on emphasizing on Kasha, because I was on ground there. I went there to see things for myself. And talking about the issue of ethnic coloration, well, I don't think there's anything of such, to the best of my knowledge and from what I've seen, because this issue of banditry is a common enemy. It affects everyone here in Kaduna State. Everyone is affected. Remember, on this same Kaduna Kasha Road, just 2 days ago, the vice chairman of Jaba local government area was abducted. And not to say he was a target. He wasn't a target. He was just unfortunate to be plying that road at a set time. So I don't think there's any ethnic coloration to this because, as I said earlier, it's a common enemy affecting everyone. So I think locals are saying they're just beckoning on the security operative to come to their rescue. They need more. They need to see more presence of troops in their area. And at the same time, the state government is also appealing for synergy because they are saying that's the only way we can tackle this. So the issue of ethnic coloration, I don't think that is the problem here. I don't think it's visible here because, as I said earlier, it's a common enemy.
Well, that's actually a relief, Nisi. I wanted to ask you, the one person whose home was vandalized in this attack, Mr. Joseph Aboy, was he targeted in any way, or was it just another crime of opportunism that they just happened to go to his house and vandalize it?
Well, Tundu, that's something I cannot actually confirm at this moment because, he might have been a target because he was not the only person. His house was not the only house that was invaded. His house was vandalized. And also, let's also recall that a phone shop owned by another Benjamin Joseph was also invaded and a lot of phones were carted away with. I think it's just similar to what happened with at Kasha local government where a driver was shot. Because from what we gathered, when the bandits came into the metropolis, Kasha metropolis, they tried to gain entry into the house of one Alaji. So I think the bandits, it's possible that Mr. Joseph in Gidanzaki would have been a target. It's also possible that they just wanted to, maybe from the information they gathered, maybe he's someone well-to-do and they just wanted to invade his premises and cut away with belongings or actually try to abduct someone there. But from what I know and from what I can say right now, it's neither here nor there.
So we all know Kaduna has some, forest line. Across that forest line that goes in most parts of the north. And this is a hideout for the bandits. Is there any talk about probably tracking them into those forest lines? Because people have constantly made the case for forest rangers and the likes all this while in this fight against banditry, that if the forests are secure, then we'll not have a reoccurrence of things like this.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Rufai. As you know, Kaduna State is the fourth largest and third most populous states in the country. Huge, vast forest land. Yeah, there are issues. The government are actually bringing issues like that, trying to track these bandits. They are always on their trail, and that's why they have always needed the support of vigilantes to actually make sure that it's faster trailing these bandits, since they have maintained that they will not negotiate with these bandits. Another thing the state government is doing is trying to invest in dairy production, trying to see how they can stop the movements of cattle and farmers and herders, trying to bring them to a particular location, because they feel if they are able to succeed, if they are able to do this, it will reduce the issue of banditry and all sort of criminality in the state. So in answering your question specifically, yes, the Kaduna State government are exploring trailing bandits into the forests, the thick forest, and so far, they always say, according to what they say they are always on the trail of these bandits, and they are hopeful that they will gain results.
Well, Nisi, it's good you talked about the Kaduna State government, but in specific terms, beyond expressing sadness and concern about what has happened in that community, are you aware of any other steps that the state government has taken, like visiting the community, like reaching out to the persons that were directly affected?
Yes, Dr. Ruben, to answer your question specifically, yes, if there's anything the Kaduna State government have been trying to do is to always quickly reach out to persons that are affected by victims of this attack. And the Kaduna State governor he does this through his Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, the person of Samuel Aruwan. And they have paid confidence visits to this community, reassuring them that yes, we are not resting on our oars. We are trying our possible best to make sure that this issue is brought to an end. And we are on the trail of these bandits. Luckily enough, the recent issue that happened in Gidanzaki, no life was lost, unlike the one that happened in Kachia local government area, where one person died, one resident died there. So yes, the Kaduna State government always pay confidence visits to these communities, and they always reassure them that yes, we'll do everything we can. We'll do everything we can to ensure that these bandits attack and this issue is brought to an end.
Well, thank you very much, Nisi Gabriel, and thank you for the excellent work you are doing out there. Thank you very much.